Hello, P-Win community. It's your girl, Empowerment Life Coach Sharise L. Erby-Castle. Woo-woo. I am in NOLA. You know I'm in NOLA. I am having such a great time at the Surge 365 Travel Summit. It has been going on here in NOLA. But as you know, the show must go on. So Phenomenology is still happening. We are still making it happen today. Some of our equipment didn't pan out, but we're going to make it happen because you know who I have here with me? Do you know who I have with me? I'm going to tell you in just a minute, but let me set this up. I want to welcome everybody in. Thank you for joining us. Today is just going to blow your mind because we're talking about how do you break out to get your breakthrough. How do you break out to get your breakthrough? Look, see, there's a sneak peek. I just gave you a sneak peek. I see you, Carlos. Thanks for joining. Everyone, come on in. Join us. So with Phenomenology, we really like to look at the science behind being phenomenal. What goes into you being as great as you are? And so I have one of the greatest with me. I have Coach Arlyne Thompson. She is amazingly phenomenal. I met her, it hasn't even been quite a year yet. I met her through Dr. J. Shout out to Dr. J. And she is our marketing director. She is a phenomenal woman. And any of you who attended my Next Level Success tour that I did last year, one of the things that I talked about when I talked about going to the next level, and I gave the 5 B's of Next Level Success, one of my goals was to be strategic in placing myself around successful millionaires, billionaires, people who understand how success comes about, how to live wealthy, not just from a financial standpoint, although I'm down with that, but an overall lifestyle, a wholeness. I call them the 7 pillars of wholeness. Well, guess what? God has blessed me and stationed me around those types of individuals. Hi, Betty. Thank you for joining us. Come on in. This is Phenomenology, the talk show. So without any further delay, I'm going to flip this around. We don't have our normal equipment. We are in New Orleans live, but we are making it happen. We are not going to let equipment cause us not to show up with Phenomenology. So I'm going to flip this camera around. I'm going to bring you to my guest, Coach Arlyne Thompson. She is going to drop some phenomenal nuggets on us to help us grow. We're in the beautiful Hyatt Regency in downtown New Orleans, so you're going to see people walking by. You're going to see lots of activity. That's just how we do, okay? That is how we do. So are you ready? Get your snacks, get your pen, your paper. Get ready to take some notes because Coach is just, she's going to do her thing. She is going to school us. She's going to give us some education. She's going to help us grow and continue to be the phenomenal men and women that we have been destined to be. That's what Phenomenology is all about. Coach, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Woo-woo! There is Coach Arlyne Thompson. Isn't she beautiful?
Wow.
She is just beautiful. Not only is she beautiful, she is the CEO. She's the founder of Wealth Above the Neck. Hello, Aziza. Thank you for joining us on Phenomenology. And she also is the number one. Did I say number one? How many ones are there?
Only one.
She is the number one marketing director for Surge 365. So we're going to jump into this discussion. I'm just excited that she accepted and agreed to be on Phenomenology with me. So Coach Arlyne.
Wow.
Say hello to the people.
Well, you know, I just want to say hello. We're here in New Orleans, and all I can say has been absolutely phenomenal. You know, when you're able to travel the world. And, you know, when Sharise asked me to be on the program tonight, I was saying we're getting ready to catch a cruise ship tomorrow, leaving out of New Orleans, headed to Cozumel. So we're going to be talking today about creating wealth and literally doing it from the neck up. Because if you're looking to create wealth from the neck down, you're going to be trading time for dollars. You know, we're in 2017, and I remember 2016 and how fast it went. And now we're in a new economy, we're in a new government coming in, and we have to figure out what's going to happen. But you know what? guess what? You can create your own economy. And you can do that by implementing principles of wealth. You know, this is what I know for sure, is that if you implement the 4 wealth principles and you apply them to your life, you can begin to shift. Because again, it goes right into your box.
Right,
and,
right.
And when you talk about that, I'll talk about that in just a moment, Sharise. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and lead me.
That's just look. You got us on the edge of our seat. Okay, you just got us here. See? Okay, I'm telling you, get your pen and paper because she is gonna school us. So, Coach Arlyne, tell the people about you. Who is Coach Arlyne?
Well, wow. But you know what? I'm a grandmother. I'm a wife. I'm a great grandmother. I have
a great what?
A great grandmother. I have 6 great grandchildren. And you know, at 55 years old, literally 12 years ago, so you can do the math, at 55 years old, one of the things I didn't want to do was grow old on a fixed income. So I'm going to speak especially to you that are in your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s, and maybe you've been on your job for a while, or maybe you've transitioned to a lot of jobs. But one thing that I knew for sure is that I didn't want to grow old on a fixed income. And when you look at the math, maybe you have a 401k, maybe you've saved some money, but I can assure you that inflation will continue to go up, that will eat your dollars. So one of the things that you're going to have to do is learn in the new economy to create your own economy. So when I look at it and you talk about principles of wealth, well, guess what? If you throw something up in the air, what goes up must come down. 2 + 2 will always be 4. But you got to implement principles of wealth, just like biblical principles work 100% of the time.
Yes. So, Coach, really travel. How long have you been in the travel industry?
Wow, I've been in the travel industry for 12 years.
So this really is your second career.
It's my second career, and it's been greater than all the 30 years I've worked before then.
That's what I wanted you to talk about. So you spent 30 years in what industry?
In corporate America. I worked for LA County Department of Public Social Services. I retired. And one of the things I did, I took my retirement money and I opened up a dress shop in Inglewood, California. And I remember about 6 weeks after opening the shop, somebody broke in and stole all my inventory. So I had to go back and replenish. So I had exhausted my income for my future with that investment. So I had made some retirement mistakes. And so when I looked at how I raised my children, you know, took them through, one of them finished college, and I had an opportunity to be able to do some things for myself. When I looked at this industry, it changed my whole economy. And this was what was so great. Through one decision, I was able to make up for 30 years of retirement mistakes. And I want to give you a picture of what that looks like. You can go where you want. You can eat what you want. You can help who you want. You can give and not look to have the money returned to you. And it's a different feeling when you're walking around in the earth realm and have the ability to have those choices. It makes a huge difference. I tell you, it's amazing.
So what were some of because with Phenomenology, we like for people to be able to relate to us and really take nuggets away. Yes. So are there a couple things that you can share? What were some of the retirement mistakes that you made?
Wow. Well, number one was that investment. And the other thing was when I began my second career after working for LA County, I didn't maximize the 401k because at that time they were doing 100% match. And you know, when you think about it, if I had owned a business at that time, I would have been able to recapture more of my money and bring it back. So if you're thinking of ways to create multiple streams of income, you should begin now to be able to do that. Now, some of the things with my granddaughter, I started her purse business. So even at 15 years old, she's an entrepreneur. She has her own purse business.
Wow.
My 10-year-old granddaughter that I'm raising, she's starting a jewelry business so that she can learn that you don't have to depend on a 9-to-5 in order to create your lifestyle.
Wow, that is amazing. So you have raised your children. Now you're raising your grandchildren.
Yes.
How was that transition for you? Because we have a lot. We have a lot of grandmothers and grandfathers that are raising their grandchildren. How was that transition for you?
You know, it's a big change. But you know, the wonderful thing, it keeps you young. But you know what? After 30 days of making the decision that I was going to be an entrepreneur, I got custody of 3 of my grandchildren. So when you look at having 3, I had to make some choices. But what I did was, you have to remain laser focused. Once you make a decision, the next thing you got to do is take action. And then
Say that again, Coach.
The results. Again, you got to make a decision and then take action. And then you'll be able to see the results of the action that you take. So what I really learned was, no matter what, I'm aiming for the target. I'm always laser focused. And life happens. I can tell you, oh my goodness, when I think about having a mate that allows me to be able to travel and do the things that I love to do. My husband, he's retired. And in fact, he's home with the girls right now. So he's cooking and he's making sure that they're secure. But it allows us to experience a lifestyle together that we never would have imagined because of that. So if you're working and you have the ability to start looking at rates of return on your investment, and when you look at literally owning a business, it will give you a greater return, because we already know that if you put your money in the bank and you do the rule of 72, it'll take about 180 years for $1 to become 2 when it's less than 1% interest. Come on now.
We just got to think about it, right? We just got to do the math, right? Right.
Absolutely. I'm like, wow. That's why I call it wealth from the neck up, because you got to use this. You got to come up with ways and strategies. You got to say, what are my gifts? What are my talents? See, I knew I was a creative person, but I never knew that I would be a public speaker, because I was shy. It wasn't in my destiny. But once it was birthed, once somebody pushed me out there, I was able to see that I was walking in some of the talents that I didn't even know I had. Leadership. Well, I guess I always had leadership skills, even as a young girl.
Right.
I remember I would gather up all the neighborhood kids and we would do different clubs and things like that. But when you transition and you operate in your gifts, you're able to literally go out and do some special things. So that makes a huge difference too.
So, Coach, talk to us about wealth, because so often, especially with people of color, we really consider wealth to equal dollars. So we consider wealth to be the bank account. If you have millions in the bank, you're wealthy. But can you really break down, what does wealthy really mean? Because it's a mindset, it's a lifestyle.
It is, and it is about a lifestyle. And the interesting thing is, most of us never leave our environments. We're here in New Orleans, and a lot of the people during Hurricane Katrina, when they went to Houston and they went to Atlanta and they were able to experience big cities and something different, they opted not to even come back. And to them, they were wealthy when they were able to live in nice neighborhoods, when they were able to have convenience locations around. So when I look at wealth, it's really having the ability that when you wake up, you own your own life. It's not about the dollars, because if you know how to recapture your own money and put it back into your pocket, you have the ability to do it. So I say, find your niche. Look and explore your talents. Look at how you could be creative, how you're able to go out there and tap in to something that will allow you to create that income. And it may not be $1 million, but you know what? I teach a debt termination class, and I show people how to literally go out and adjust their W-4 because they have a home-based business. Now they have more money on their paycheck. Then if they have a business, they take that income, they combine it together, and then they begin to attack their debt. Because if you can't pay cash for it, you're paying interest, and interest only allows you the right to pay them. It doesn't do anything for you and your family. So that's why you have to start thinking other than the 9 to 5, because most people will retire on less. We're already facing some cuts. I'm on Social Security. I'm old enough to do that. But that could go away too. But again, that's another income stream that I have because I am an entrepreneur and I have the age. But you have to figure out if you're 40, if you're 45, if you're 50, and you're 60 and you're still not eligible to do it, what are you going to do if your job closes tomorrow? What's your plan B? How are we going to train our children to be able to survive in the world we're moving out of the service industry, and we have the opportunity to create all forms of music. So find your niche, whatever it is, whatever business it is, because there's so many wonderful things out there for you to be able to tap into. We met a lady that she bakes cookies. You know, you can do something like that. Or maybe you're creative with your hands. Or maybe you have a talk experience that you want to do. Anything that you know that you're gifted with, and when you're walking in what God created you to do, it's
amazing.
It's like Miss Sharise, because you know she's walking in what she was born to do. Because
you are so sweet. You are so sweet.
No, you do.
So when I'm coaching with my clients, I always instruct them that we should have 7 streams of income.
Yes.
7's the number of completion. We should have 7 streams of income. You touched on it, but can you go into just a little bit more detail on why multiple streams are important? Because I think people feel like it's overwhelming to have multiple streams, but we have to understand that a lot of the people who we consider to be wealthy, they don't have just 1 or 2 streams of income. They have multiple. So just talk to us a little bit about the importance of having those multiple streams and what that does for your growth potential financially.
Well, let me just finish giving you the 4 wealth principles, because I think that's going to set it up for you, everyone, to really understand where you're positioned right now. When I talk about number 1, why you need a business, it's because of the tax advantages of business ownership. We're already experienced that the wealthy don't pay taxes because the tax laws are written for the business owner. So if you don't have a business, you're literally taking $1 out every 2 miles and you're throwing it out of the window. Okay? So now you lost that money. Then you have to factor in the second thing. If your job closes, if you can no longer work, if there's an illness or anything, are you living life residually? See, when you talk about doing the work one time and continuing to get paid for it over and over again, that's a huge difference. And then when you think about leveraging, see, if you go to work today, tomorrow's Monday morning, somebody's going to leverage your time. Somebody's going to leverage your skill. Somebody's going to leverage your knowledge, and someone is going to educate literally leverage your education that you may still be paying a student loan on.
Say that.
So, yes.
I have not even heard it said that way, Coach.
You know.
Say that again.
Someone may literally be leveraging your education that you're still paying for. Now think about this. The question to you is, whose time, knowledge, education, skill are you leveraging? See, you got to think about it. That's why I call it wealth from the neck up. And then the 4th wealth principle says you must be attached to something that's a red hot trend. You know, there's trends that come and go, cycle, but what are you connected to that's a red hot trend? We all know that social media is evolving every single day. And when I looked at a company like Amazon that has created a store where you can just walk in, take the item off the shelf, and it automatically deducts from your credit card. And you don't have to, that smart store is already in effect. Are we going to be able to tap into that? So when you talk about how to be able to create your own economy, the first thing I would advise you to do, find a business. Your job can be your income, additional income from adjusting your W-4 on your paycheck because you do have a business. And then if you have any skill, you should be having some investments. You can pool money together to maybe buy a piece of property and just, again, have something that will create that additional income, even if it's a stationary business. But you must be able to have streams that when your job goes away, those income streams will continue to come to you. I'm telling you, you gotta think. You gotta think. You gotta think and grow rich. See, and we're talking about not the dollars, but the lifestyle. Because if you see on HGTV, guess what they're doing?
What they doing?
About small houses. People are downsizing.
That's right.
They want to be able to travel. They want to be able to go when they want to go. They want to pick up and not be tied to anything. And I have people who travel. There'd be people going on this cruise, and guess where they were? They were at Walmart because they're buying their wardrobe for the cruise instead of bringing a suitcase. I'm talking about shutting it down.
What people are being very strategic.
They are, and again, that's why I said this is a time that we, as a people, have to look. The Uber driver that just picked us up, he stated that he's leasing his car from Uber. His annual income driving is $70,000 a year. Now he's in the top, literally 10% of income earners in the country.
Right.
70% of millionaires are entrepreneurs. They're people that are literally either in direct sales, they have stationary businesses, and have the ability to do it. So I'm asking you a question. Are you positioned in 2017 to create your own financial freedom? And we literally are empowering entrepreneurs for this 21st century.
I have so many questions, Coach. Okay, so we talk about multiple streams of income, and the P-Win community predominantly are entrepreneurs. So a lot of times when I'm talking to my peers, there's one business that we're already focused on, right? So I may have a clothing business, I may be a speaker, I may be an author, I may be a tax preparer, I may have the business that I'm focused on. Does it make sense for me to focus on 2 or 3 different businesses, or do I just focus on that one and just take that one business and continue to grow it? Now, I'll tell you what my response is. I always tell people multiple income streams means multiple. So even if you are a author and that's your primary business, you also, as an author, you should have a clothing shop, you should have an online something. You still need to have multiple, but you have wealth from the neck up. So I want the expert to talk about that.
Well, yes, I'm in the travel business and I have an organization, and that is one income stream. And in addition to that, I run a seminar company, and that company is Wealth from the Neck Up Seminars, LLC. And I was very fortunate that I was the first one to bring Les Brown to Arizona, and brought Les out. One of the things, and I'll kind of tell you what happened. I did a conference in Las Vegas, and one of my team members knew Les Brown. And I want you to never be afraid to ask for what you want. I always say a closed mouth won't get fed.
Amen.
Because, if you don't ask, you never know. It's
right.
Either yes or it's no. But guess what? You get more yeses the more you go out there and you ask. And so I asked him if he would come and do the seminar. And he said, well, Arlyne, I generally charge $25,000. And I said, well, I don't have a budget for that. And one of the things he said, well, I have a $97 program. There were 500 attendees, and he made $25,000 that night. And
get out of here.
Program. So the negotiation was great. So when he was coming out to Arizona to get motivated, I asked him if he would come by the Renaissance in West Valley and just spend some time with people in the Valley. Well, I marketed, I advertised, and it was strictly complimentary. And he did come by, drop some wisdom nuggets, and people were able to meet him personally. So, when you're talking about the 6 degrees of separation, who you can meet, who you can know. So again, Wealth from the Neck Seminars has on their seminars the ability to be able to say we had Les Brown.
Absolutely.
And have the ability to bring in those speakers. So, we're evolving and growing, and what we're looking for is partnerships to be able to partner with different groups and organizations so we can absolutely populate and help each other and build a community where we're able to help each other grow, help each other to expand and expose, because once that community is coming together and build, and that's what I admire you and what you're doing and how you're bringing the information. This is like our news for us.
Yes.
This is like news where we can
Amen.
see that it's possible, and it absolutely is. So, we're in the process of doing the 7th annual Western Region Red Carpet in Las Vegas. We have Rodney Taylor, who plays for Anita Baker, and so many others.
Wow.
Coming out. We have an opening ceremony, and we work with one of the major top Cruise Line International, which is over every single cruise line on the planet. And Cruise Line International is going to be coming out, and they're going to do the first virtual cruise tour.
Amazing.
So when we go, and I get on Carnival tomorrow, platinum.
Look. She said she is platinum.
That VIP service,
Right.
That champagne and the strawberries in my room when I get there. But
I love it.
It's about lifestyle. I tell you, Sharise, I've had the ability through that one decision. And, I know you're talking about multiple streams of income. I'm telling you, you can do things and look for things, that won't occupy your time. There's so many things that you can spend an hour on the computer. Maybe it's surfing where they pay. Maybe you have the ability that there's something that you could give away, and what the people save is what you earn. There's so many things that you can pursue your passion, but in the meantime, do just what Sharise said, have those multiple streams of income flowing in from every direction, and then they're coming into your storehouse so that you can pour back out to whatever your passion is, whether it's giving, helping your church, your mother, your community. And when I think back on the decision, and I said I didn't want to grow old on a fixed income, and I think about being almost 68 years old, and I'm thinking, okay, if I retired at 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, you have to ask yourself and do the math.
That's right.
Your income isn't where you want it to be now, and you are settling, and you don't have additional money to go see, say for instance, Charlie Wilson is going to be in Vegas. He's going to be there with Fantasia.
Yes.
But the best seat is $269.
Right.
When you think about some of the things you want to do, it's time to start thinking and working that from the neck up, I'm telling you.
You are educating us. You are really, our PUN community, they are so grateful right now. I'm looking at the comments coming in.
So nice.
You are educating us. People, they're taking their notes. I love my PUN community because we're about growing and learning.
Yes.
So let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about multi-level network marketing organizations. Let's talk about direct sales, because there's such a stigma there, and some of it is valid. There are some people who have had some horrendous experiences. They've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it has like a black eye.
Absolutely.
However, we have to be able to, and I'm going to turn this around for just a minute, because I want you guys to see me. We have to be able to think. You just heard Coach talk about being wealthy from the neck up. We got to think. We got to decipher. We got to ask the right questions so that we are doing the right thing for our families, for our businesses. So, Coach, talk to us about direct sales. Talk to us about network marketing and where we are in 2017, and especially as it relates to being able to make wise choices and connect ourselves with organizations that are viable, that have integrity and character, and still incorporating that into one of our streams.
Absolutely. And when you look back on the direct sales industry, and you think back to some of the companies that have been around for 50, 60 years, like Amway, Mary Kay, and you look at those companies, Avon, they're still, and even Watkins products. I remember when they used to sell the pepper and the vanilla and everything. If some of you are even old enough to remember that. And it was the best way to do direct sales. So we always can go back to our history, to Madam C.J. Walker, and how she was able to market her products. So I want you to think about that first. And then when you look at a company and you're evaluating, I'll give you a couple of tips. Number one, if a company does not have a home office, not a P.O. box, if they're not stationary, if they're not in a brick and mortar location, I would question that. If there's literally a company that says that you can make X amount of dollars in 2 days, I would question that. If you're with a company that never asks for your social security number, that would question that. So when you're looking for a legitimate company, you want to look at the product, because every company has to have a product. And then every company that's valid has a position that you can get in for minimum $10 or less a month as a distributor, and no purchase of the product is required, but you have the ability to sell. Okay. So if you're looking at a company, you want to make sure that you can be a distributor for a minimum amount of money and to be able to distribute. So that means really a minimum investment. The other thing you want to make sure is that it has a customer base, because you want to make sure, because the federal government wants to make sure that every MLM has the ability to be able to have where you can gather customers and just have a customer base. So those things are valid points that you should do in your evaluation. Now, the industry is a profession. If you're looking at 70% of the wealthy do it through literally direct sales. And if you're looking for something, there's an agency in Washington, D.C. called the Direct Selling Association, DSA. And you can always go through them. And then you want to always check the rating of the company, and you have the ability to do that. So I've had great longevity. I've been in several multi-level companies over my 20-year career path. But, you know, as I look back at getting in this industry, I selected it number one because it's the largest industry on the planet. We're sitting here at the Hyatt Regency. After Hurricane Katrina, the investors came in and they built this state-of-the-art hotel. The elevator literally has no buttons. So when you walk up to it, you have a computer pad and you select which floor you're going to, and then the elevator automatically takes you there. Well, I'm not a digital native. So I was confused my first 3 days. So I was confused my first 3 days. I was pressing the button, going up the elevator, but it's technology.
Right.
And the hotel staff was saying, this is where we are.
Yes.
This is the whole technology digital shift that's going on right now. So getting back to the direct sales industry, one of the things that is in place right now in the direct sales industry is the ability that it is a profession. So there's a gentleman, his name is Eric Worre, W-O-R-R-E. And Eric Worre just recently in Las Vegas brought in literally multi-level leaders from all over the globe. The interesting part is that 60% of those that are creating wealth, that are literally 6 figures and above, they are millennials. Because the millennials are different values. They don't want the things that I wanted, you know, the big houses, the cars, the things and the stuff. They want lifestyle. They want to be able to travel and do so many things. So the industry is a profession, and one of the things that he was able to do was bring in Sir Richard Branson, and in addition to that, he was able to bring in Tony Robbins. And when you speak to the industry, again, Robert Kiyosaki, everybody said if they were able to create their wealth again, they would do it through this industry, network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever you like to call it. Now, you know, the misconception I hear some people say, oh, that's a pyramid. Well, you know, if you go to work, you know, you're being leveraged. You know, they're leveraging your time. You got a manager, you got a assistant manager, you got all the way up the ladder to the CEO of the company. It's basically where you have an even playing field. So imagine me, a 67-year-old grandmother, great-grandmother, being number one in the company.
That's right.
You know, again,
top coach.
It gives me the ability to be all that I can be, and you can too. And just think about what you have the ability to do. So there's so many things out there that you can really do your passion, but I tell you, this is the way for you to create that additional income stream. So make sure that you take a look at the industry as a whole, go through those key points, and once you do your evaluation, then connect and then do the decision, you do the action, and then view the results. You know, like I said, for me, I'm going to tell you, Sharise, I've been all over the world. I just got back from Dubai. And
had a fabulous time. I saw those pictures.
Yeah, so much so that I'm going back again. And, you know, it was on my live list. So we're in January. And I want you to start thinking bigger. You know, sometimes we can get comfortable, you know, with what we see physically, but there's always another level. So go out there, get the ROB report, ROBV report magazine, and it has all the state-of-the-art technology. And again, you know, when we were in Dubai, when you see the cars, the Lamborghinis, they have a mall that it starts at one level and it goes all the way up. It's so expensive when you get to the top. You know, it's like store names we never imagined, you know. It's amazing. So all I can say is, you know, I've had so many travels. I could go on for hours telling you about my travels, but I will tell you this. I was dreaming of going to Dubai. I thought about the three Palm Islands. I thought about how man was able to create the tallest building in the world. And creating the tallest building in the world, and I actually, within less than 2 minutes, went to the top of 128 stories, I think it was, and you didn't even feel it. The only thing was your ears were popping like you were on an airplane.
And that was it.
And then when you looked out over the landscape and you were able to see all of the city and what they were making, it was incredible. You know, as we went to Abu Dhabi, I thought, wow, we're driving down the freeway and everything is green because they didn't want you to see the desert.
Wow.
You know, and when you get to literally have a place where you're staying in 5-star, 5-diamond resorts and going through the desert safari and riding the camels, and you know, I talk about that because it was just something I wanted to do, and when God makes it happen, you know, you just have to go out there and just believe. You gotta come out of our comfort zone. You know, our community sometimes doesn't want to be adventurous, and it's okay. You know, I've swam with the manta rays in Kona. I've zip lined across 9 lines across
zip line,
jungle tops and Matsalan.
And you zip lined after 50.
Oh, this was 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. Swam with the manta rays. I was already in my 60s, and zip lined across the jungle tops, and you know, went out on a banana boat. We got dumped in the middle of the ocean.
Amazing.
Incredible things. And been in Costa Rica. I've just been all over the world. Great Wall of China. I could go on and on and on. So I'm headed back to Dubai because it was so much fun. And I love the fact that there's no crime. I can leave at 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
And guess what? It's about lifestyle because it's not that expensive. We have a way that you could even do it for less than $100 a day at a 5-star hotel. Get out of your comfort zone. Go out there, explore the world. Because once you find people, what you hear in the news, don't pay attention. It's not what you see. You got to experience it for yourself.
You got to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
So I added travel as a stream of income for my empire as well, with my sweetie, with my hubby. And one of the reasons why I chose, because there's a lot of travel companies out there, there's a lot of organizations that you can be a part of. One of the reasons that I chose Surge 365 is because it's flexible. I'm going to switch this around for just a second. Surge 365 is flexible. It allowed me to make choices and to have options. And I believe that options are important. We need to have options. We need to have flexibility. And so I'm going to switch you back around to Coach. But I want to be able to make this point because a lot of organizations, it's cookie cutter. There's only one way that you can do it. With me for Surge 365, if I just wanted to purchase the membership and I just wanted to use it to travel, go to Dubai, go swim with the what are they, the manta rays. If I just wanted to travel, and that's all I wanted to do, I could purchase the membership, I could save tons of money, and I could go travel. Or if my goal is to build my financial wealth and I wanted to make money, I have the option of building a dynamic business within a business. So I have options. So talk to the person who may be interested in adding a travel component, but they're not sure if they should add a travel component. They're doubting the effectiveness of having a travel business and the benefits that it brings to them. Can you talk just a moment to that person?
Oh, absolutely, because we all travel. I mean, you're going to get on an airplane, you're going to stay at a hotel, you're going to rent a car, all of those things. And again, when I talk about wealth from the neck up, you have to ask yourself, are you able to write off your vacations? Are you able to be able to write off your mileage? Are you able to recapture your own money and bring it back into your pocket?
Amen.
So when you look at that, one of the things that we have the ability to offer is 3 different products. And our first one is a travel agent. So you can become a travel agent, yes, and have the ability to tap into the $8.1 trillion industry.
Okay, she said 8.1 trillion. Just in case you didn't hear her. 8.1 trillion. Travel, I'm going to turn this around again. I want you to see my eyes. Travel is an 8.1 trillion dollar industry. I do a Travel Tuesday, so join me on my Travel Tuesdays live. But I talk about if you don't have a portion of that $8.1 trillion ciphering into your bank account, then you just playing. You're not even trying to be serious about leaving a legacy, growing your wealth. You are just out here playing games. When you have the ability to tap in to $8.1 trillion and cipher that into your account, I can't help but think you playing games. You have to be able to leverage one of the largest industries on this earth. Technology falls behind. Technology is 1.1 trillion. Travel, 8.1 trillion dollars. Okay, I'm gonna get off my high horse. I'm gonna flip it back around to Coach. I'm just saying, you said it, Coach. Your business from the neck up.
Exactly.
You got to think about it.
Yes,
8.1 trillion. Here, some of us are living paycheck to paycheck, and you got $8.1 trillion exchanging hands and moving around, and some of us can barely put money on our empower. Come on now, Coach.
You know, and when you think about it, it's the largest industry on the planet, and as it continues to expand. And let me just give you an example. You know, when you talk about Dubai, it was really the oil that they initially made money on. But now it's strictly built for tourism, and they're anticipating the year 2020. And so when you go to the airport, when you look at literally any mode of transportation, the hotels are full. When you look at Vegas prices are going up because the economy is so good, and they're populating the hotels. So when you think about it, we offer you the ability to be a travel agent. Many of you are already doing conferences. You're already setting up hotels. So one of the things is you have the ability to work directly with the hotels and earn an income on each and every room that's booked. You can also put together tours and have the ability to earn money as a travel professional. And that is literally minimum cost, and it gives you access into the travel industry. But in addition to that, you also are able to go out and create that income through having travel agent university. So just check it out. Go to travelagentuniversity.com
and check it out.
Free tuition, no student loans. And you can literally graduate from as many courses as you want, and you can do it in your spare time, part-time, anytime. You also have Travel Agent Academy. And if you go out and you Google Travel Agent FAMs, it'll show you how you, as a travel professional, you can take FAM trips, which are familiarization. And then the second mode is something that was created exclusively for our company. It's called the Vortex. Now, the Vortex is where there's a booking engine, just like the highly advertised sites, and it's a booking engine. So when a person goes out, you can give it away to as many people as you want, but guess what? When you give it away, every time that person saves on that hotel, on that car, guess what? You're going to earn income. So if they save $500, you just put $500 in your bank
Say
account.
It, Coach.
You don't
Say
know
it.
them, but you love them. Folks, this is where Sharise was just talking about. You can pursue your passion, but then when you have the ability that through your passion, you can just give it away. Well, we just did it with the Uber driver. Every passenger that he has in his car for Uber, he's giving them a free Vortex site to book their next travel with. And guess what? He's driving the car. And every time they save money, he earned money. That was the difference. So that's the second one. And then the third one is our exclusive VIP membership. Now, this membership will allow you to be able to go to places like Punta Cana, stay in a 5-star resort. I didn't say hotel. I said resort.
Resorts.
So when you go to the resort, you can do that entire week for $99, and you should be clapping on that one.
I would clap. I'm holding the phone. Otherwise, I'd be clapping because she is telling the truth.
I'm thinking about a website that's international, folks. We have got to start thinking global. We can't think of our own communities, our own state. We got to think bigger. And when you look at literally being multicultural and having a website that converts into 5 languages, English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and French. Oui, that's the only word I know.
Look.
And so when you think about it, you can give the vortex away globally. So it doesn't matter where it's Croatia, Venezuela, Australia. You give it away. And whenever the person saves, you earn. So we call it, you point them to the website, right? You point, they save, and you earn. You point, they save, and you earn. So imagine just directing people to the site. They save, and you earn income on their savings. So this is the time. You don't want to go past January of 2017 without a plan. You do not want to go to the end of 2017 without a vision. You do not want to go in 2017 without creating those multiple streams of income that will allow you to be able to now take care of your family, to create that generational wealth. And that's what we're doing. See, if something were to happen to me, my business is willable. My business is sellable. I got equity in my business, so I could put it on the market for whatever my income would do for the next years. And because I built residual income into it, and my children and my grandchildren would benefit from the work that their grandmother did today. All I'm saying is,
that's amazing.
You gotta make sure that you continue to think out of the box and not trade time for dollars by creating wealth from literally the neck down. You got to do it from the neck up. Back to you, Sharise.
That is just amazing. See, I told you today was just going to be on fire because Coach is just amazing, and she's telling us the truth. This is educational. And Coach, here's my thing. I call it residual or even passive income. I was with a friend of mine. I'm going to shout him out, O.D. Harris. We were meeting and we were talking. And I happened to call my husband. And my husband said, you got some mail here from Surge. And I said, why do I have mail from Surge? I was like, I shouldn't have no mail. And he said, it looked like a check. And I said, no, they've paid me everything that they owed me. I said, I don't have anything coming from Surge. And he said, well, sweetie, I'm just telling you it looked like a check. I said, well, if it looked like a check, open it. And so he opened it, and sure enough, it was a check. And so I thought it was a mistake. I said, oh, well, when I get home, I'll check it out because I probably need to send it back to him because I've been paid for everything. I got home, pulled up. Someone had went on my Vortex and booked a hotel. I hadn't even tracked it. I didn't realize it. And Surge was sending me my cash rewards for that hotel.
Isn't that amazing? That's why I say you should be clapping. Think about this. When you can give something away for free, and a person goes in, put in their first name, their last name, their email address, and create their own password. And when they get ready to travel, they plug in and go to your site. And they book the hotel. They save $500, and you'd have a check in the mail like Sharise.
Amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
And didn't even realize the check was coming. I was out having another business meeting, talking business about something totally different, but was making money through travel.
Yes. Isn't that something? And that's what it is. I mean, when you think about
Amazing.
it, this is a no-brainer. We have exclusivity with the Vortex. It's trademarked and it's powered by Surge 365. And all I can say is we're so excited because when you think about our communities, I spoke for the South Chamber of Commerce in Los Angeles, and we have so many young people that are displaced, that are without hope. And to be able to give them a profession where they're able to pass out something and go about doing the things that they love to do, and imagine that there's millions, there's 40 million people in the state of California, there's 8 million in Arizona. I mean, when you talk about, think out of the box about how many people, and when you start looking at other countries, they are hungry to be able to have the opportunity.
That's good. That's good. Okay, Coach, you done fed us really good. It's been awesome. I got to transition us into our aha nuggets.
Oh my goodness.
You ready for our aha nuggets? Coach is not scared. Can't nothing scare Coach. She is amazing. So first, Coach, tell us, what is your inspiration? What is your why? What keeps you going?
You know, I view this as my ministry.
Amen.
I really feel, when I see people's lives change, I've had so many people. I've even had someone at 85 that came in on my team. And when I first saw that person, they were really setting themselves up to die. They looked like they were just ready to check out. And just from being in our community and around people, it changed their lives. So for me, it's about the people and seeing their lives change, being exposed to so many different things, because there's so many, oh my God, there's so many things to see, so many things to do. And even right where I live now in Arizona, there's so many places I haven't even explored and touched on. So that's what drives me, is helping others know what it feels like just to be unburdened. And I use an example of, you know, back in the day, you know, when I was living paycheck to paycheck, I pull up to the gas station and maybe put $5 or $10.
Right.
I don't go to the gas station unless I fill up now. That's an option. But I thank God every time, because I don't take it for granted that I'm able to do that. I mean, to me, those small things that we can do to be able to give.
That's right.
You know, I'll just use an example. My daughter, she has 6 children, and I was able to go to her home and just literally buy the kids anything that they want. I redecorate it all in one day, and that was like, for me, going over Queens for a day, I made her Queens.
Wow, amazing.
My children, my family, my husband, my friends, my community. I couldn't ask for anything more than to go out and be able to help people and give where I can give. Absolutely.
Amazing. I mean, so it's a theme. So it's not just a business; it's a ministry.
It is my ministry.
Amen. Amen.
God said your light shine. You should have your light.
That's right. And we should be the salt of the earth. Okay. Goosebumps. Okay. Coach, number 2, what has been your greatest accomplishment up to this point?
If you go out to YouTube, there's a video that they awarded me the Pioneer Award. And it's Arlyne Thompson. I believe it's just my name, Arlyne Thompson. You can see it. And it was a total surprise. And you never know when people say good things about you, but I never knew how I had affected other people's lives. So as far as business accomplishments, even though I've been MVP of the company, been number 1 twice, you know, I'm kicking those young folks.
Look, she making it happen. And they said that yesterday. I heard turn around yesterday, the young man, Vaughn, who I also saw at one of the restaurants during lunch, he said, Coach done kicked my butt again. But he got to get it together, because Coach ain't playing. Coach is not playing. So she is continuing to do her thing. So look, she said, you better step up or step away, because I'm coming through. And she is not playing. So, Coach, and I love that, the Pioneer Award. Arlyne Thompson, if we go out to YouTube, we can check it out. So, Coach, can you share with us, what is one missed opportunity that you've had up to this point? And how did you deal with that missed opportunity?
Wow. That missed opportunity, I remember it was when Yahoo was launched, and there was an investment opportunity, and I believe it was $12,000. And that could have created millions and millions of dollars. It was like right at the beginning, and we weren't able to come up with the money to be able to invest in that. And so as I look back and think, you know, I said, you know, you should always have some money in the storehouse, or have the ability to create a community where the people around you have money too. So if there's a need, you can fulfill it. So I think that's what money is all about, to be able to affect a change. But I wasn't able to invest at that time because I didn't have the money.
I like that. You got to have something in the storehouse.
Exactly.
And community. You got to be surrounded by people, even if you don't have it. If you could have went and got you 4 or 5 good folk around you, and each of you put something into the pot.
It could have happened. But nobody had it. I mean, we looked at each other, and it was a group of us, but we were all living paycheck to paycheck. And, you know, I said, am I going to be dependent on someone else to affect that change for me. And my why was big enough. And it was really simply not about the stuff. It wasn't about the things. It was about being able to live the rest of my life, because I always rely on the scripture that He came. He came so that we might have life and have it more abundantly. And I just couldn't factor in just being depressed or being, not able to do the things that He's created for us to be able to participate in. And as we see it, it's always another level, always another level. You make me cry.
Coach, I need to go get my wrap, because I have goosebumps literally, and that doesn't happen all the time. Along the lines on this one, and usually I don't ask any questions during this, it's a rapid fire, but I have to go here because we talk about wealth, and you talk about that missed opportunity. But I had the pleasure of being in your beautiful home, which is beautiful with a capital B, okay? But I noticed when I was there, and this is personal, but I noticed when I was there that you had a check that was positioned against your wall. You have been blessed, I'm going to say it that way, to be $1 million earner. Millions.
I have. And yes. And I'm so glad that I would have, I was sharing with them, my father was a Baptist minister, my mother was a nurse, and growing up in South Central California, my father had big dreams as an entrepreneur, and I used to see him as an electrician, as a candy store owner, as a furniture store owner. He knew that it was a better way than working a job, but he never quite made it to the land of more than enough. And so I think that was instilled in me. And so when I was in my church in Riverside, California, one of the things my pastor would say, he would say, never get addicted to the praises of men, because it's fleeting. And I remember that as I was on my journey, and I got the $50,000 bonus and $100,000 bonus, and I was more about putting it back and helping others, and I was able to feed over 5,000 children. That was another thing that I had, and that was my passion, because we've always had kids in the house, and to be able to fund that, to be able to know that was seed in the ground. And today, just recently through World Visions, I'm sponsoring a child. So that's what money does. That's what you do with it. That's what you do with your accomplishments. So those are some of my personal things. Oh, I'm used to share.
I know, Coach, but thank you, because here's what I want my P-Wing community to know. I want them to know that it's attainable, it's accessible, and I want them to know that no matter where they are, they might be going to the gas station putting pennies together to put gas in a car. They might be living paycheck to paycheck. They might be $100,000 six-figure earner, but you can go to the next level. Whatever you declare, whatever you dream is achievable. And I'm sitting across from a millionaire.
Yes.
Yesterday, Coach Tomer said he done paid y'all millions. But I share that. It's personal, and thank you for allowing us to talk about it, because people need to know that it's achievable. You can make it happen.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not going to say that the journey is easy. I'm not going to say, people are people. You're going to have disappointments. You're going to have things in life that can fall into your path. You're going to have challenges, with your children. There's going to be things in life, because it is called life. You
Come on, Coach.
have to believe, and you have to trust that it's going to work out. You can't let that be the stumbling block from your vision. And you got to create that and know and go for it. And you got to wake up every day. You got to go, and you got to put a smile on your face. I say the favor of the Lord surrounds me like a shield. The favor of the Lord goes out before me each day. So when you are declaring and decreeing what it's going to be, it's going to happen, because again, everything begins with that spoken word, and you got to believe. That's why I always say, if you're going to do it, you got to take it from your head and put it in your heart. Once you take it from your head to your heart, no matter what you're doing, it's going to make all the difference.
The favor of the Lord surrounds me.
Like a shield.
Can I have that, Coach?
Before me.
Can I have that, Coach? Y'all gonna hear that all the time on P-Win. All the time. Okay, Coach. What has been your greatest obstacle, and how did you get over it?
Well, I'll be transparent because, you know, I always say that the Lord lets you release, and you're released to do it. This is going to help someone. In my perfect seemingly life, my oldest son is now working on his doctorate. Cal Baptist is halfway through. He's incredible.
Yes.
And my youngest son is incarcerated. And that was probably my greatest difficulty in seeing. You know, sometimes we have the misconception that if they grow up in a good home and, you know, they're in church and they're doing all of those things. But again, he got in some trouble and there's a price to pay. And Absolutely. There was a consequence. But that was probably the greatest challenge and difficulty to go through, you know, as I'm rising in success and seeing, you know, my family. But you know what? This is what I can tell you, and especially what you instill in them remains in there. And, you know, what a beautiful young man he is, and he'll be home very shortly. He has a business that I'm developing for him, so it doesn't matter what's behind him, is what's in front of him.
Amen.
And having the ability to be able to do it. But I would say in life, you know, as a mother, to see your child not have the personal freedom, it really makes a difference. So again, I know it's touched every family, you know, and friend or relative or acquaintance in some way. But you know what? You can go through it, and that's the key. You got to know that you're going through and you're coming out on the other side.
I like what you said. It's not what's behind you, but it's what's ahead of you. And you can't focus on what's behind you, and you can't focus on what you can no longer change.
No, not at all. Not at all. So that was my greatest challenge. You're doing some tough questions. I don't know if I want to sit through the next one. Are they still looking?
We only
lost everybody.
No, we are still strong and commenting. So no, we still in the house. We only have 2 more.
Okay.
So what one thing in the world, if you could change, there was no barriers, money was not an option, what would be that one thing in the world that you would change?
The one thing in the world that I would change, you know, as I'm traveling here, you know, sometimes you're here in the South and you see people here internationally from all over the world. And I think I would change the misconception that's out there, that we hear the news and we hear about people. People are people. I've traveled all over the world, and you know, whether I'm in China and I'm seeing someone there, they want the same things for their family as we do. They breathe the same air. You know, we're all human beings on this earth, and I think I would want most people to experience what that actually feels like. You know, when people hear about Dubai, for instance, they think, you know, it's 20% Arab, 80%, you know, others from all over the world. It's a complete melting pot. You know, English spoken language. It's what you know. So if anything, I would want people to be able to experience more places on the planet rather than just their own communities.
That's amazing. Amazing. Okay, this is the last aha nugget, and then I'm just going to ask you to have the last word.
All right.
But our last aha nugget, what do you want your legacy to speak?
Very simple.
No, see, she was talking all that stuff, and you heard her say very simple.
You know, I told my family that, you know, I'm going to live and go through this life, and the people that I touch, the people I'm supposed to touch, that's going to happen. But on my tombstone is 2 words: she lived. And I think that's very important. You know, again, I'd still go back to he came that we might have life. And I'm so grateful for the life that he's allowed me to do. And I have a mission statement that says that we will create a business that astounds the world to create thousands of financially free families that become a blessing to not only their community, but their fellow man, so that the Lord God Almighty will get the praises and the glory. So
Preach,
all I can
Coach.
say is I am just amazed at my life. I said, Lord, if you don't do anything else, you've already done enough. I'm so honored to be able to live the life that I live and be able to share it with my family, raise my grandchildren, and do the things. You know, I always say God has a sense of humor, and he really does, because sometimes what we think is going to happen, he has something else for us. But again, I would leave you with that.
That
this
is
your
just
time.
amazing.
Don't miss this. Don't miss this time in 2017. This is our year of harvest. And I'm looking for reapers. If you want to reap your harvest, this is the time. 2017 is the year of harvest. So let's go out there, reapers, and gather in the crops and go ahead and put them in our storehouse, because we're going to need to do that too.
Okay, Coach. So here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna flip this around and say goodbye to people. But while I'm saying goodbye, I titled this about our breakout, that you got to break out to get your breakthrough. So I'm going to ask you if you'll make that your last word and just give us just an ounce, because yesterday in our meeting, the anointing, I'm going to call it what it was, the anointing came into the room that we were in and shook that room. So I'm just going to ask just for a minute if you'll talk about that. I'm going to say goodbye to my P-Wing community, because the last voice you will hear will be that of Coach Arlyne Thompson. Okay, I just want to say thank you for all of you joining us. I know today was powerful. I see some of you joined us a little toward the end. I'm going to ask you to go back and watch it from the beginning. Share with your network. Share. Because Coach's message today, was it not on point? Her message was fire. It was on point. So make sure you share it. Go back from the beginning. Watch it. Amazing words that have broke through. And I just know there's no way that you can stay in the same place you were before you heard today's episode, before you heard Coach Arlyne Thompson bring truth, okay? So make sure you share this. Stay with Phenomenology. Thank you so much for joining us. We are in New Orleans. Don't forget about our boot camp, the Grow Your Business Boot Camp, next Saturday, the 21st. $45 gets you in the room. Make sure you register. Make sure you sign up. Make sure you're in the house. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that on another stream, but make sure you are in the house for that boot camp. Coach, you ready?
I am ready.
I know you're ready. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to turn. Love you all. Bye. I'll be talking to you soon. All right, Coach.
Okay, this is your time to break out so you can break through. Okay? We'll see you all. Thank you.